Let's continue with the MetaTrader 4 trading platform, and as I've said at the end of the previous session, in this session I will discuss Market Watch, Navigator, Terminal and the new order windows. As always, we have a lot to cover. Let's jump in. Let's begin getting into this by talking about the cost associated with Forex trading. Like with any business, there are costs involved. Although the costs are very low when trading Forex, it's important to understand what they are. Unlike stock trading, where you have to pay commissions, exchange fees, spreads, etc., with Forex you only pay a small spread. So to understand what the spread is and how it works, let's left-click the Market Watch button up here so I can explain what the spread involves. All currencies are quoted in pairs. The one quote is called the bid price and the other quote is called the ask price. For the euro US dollar at this moment, the bid price is 1.3718 and the ask price for the euro US dollar is 1.3720. The bid price is the price at which the broker is willing to buy the base currency in exchange for the counter currency. And the ask price is the price at which the broker is willing to sell the base currency in exchange for the counter currency. The broker will add this spread onto the price of the trade and they keep it as their fee for trading. While it isn't seen as commission, it behaves in the same way. The difference between the bid price and the ask price is the cost of the trade and is called the spread. So the spread is really your primary cost of trading Forex, and you should pay attention to the details of what the different brokers offer. The spread is calculated in pips and it varies from currency pair to currency pair, and it also varies from broker to broker. And that's one of the main reasons why we use brokers who offer tight spreads for the major and the minor currency pairs. So it really doesn't matter if you're buying a specific currency pair or if you're selling a specific currency pair, the spread will always go to the broker first. The next tool of importance here on the toolbar is the Navigator button. This is where all the different indicators live. And there are hundreds to choose from. But let's not get carried away by all these amazing indicator possibilities. In the last section, I will come back to Navigator and then show you how to add some of these indicators to your charts. Let's move on to the next tool on the toolbar, the New Order button. Click on New Order and this window will open. As you know by now, when a currency pair is rising, you will be buying that specific currency pair. For a buy or a long trade, you will profit when the market is rising. To enter a long or a buy trade, you simply need to open this New Order window and click the Buy button. So if you plan to enter a trade on this chart because all your indicators indicates the price of this currency pair is rising, you will hit the Buy button. Or if you think the currency pair you plan to trade will decrease in value, well then you enter a sell or a short trade. Then you simply need to open the New Order window and click here on the Sell button. So in short, for an up trade, click the Buy button, and for a down trade, hit the Sell button. The next important icon is Terminal. The Terminal window is the hub of your trading platform. Left-click Terminal to open the Terminal window here at the bottom of your chart. This is where you'll manage your trades. All your trades can be viewed and edited here, including the option to close a trade. Here you can see the time you've entered the trade. It will show whether it's a buy or a sell trade, which currency pair you are trading, the exact price where you entered the market, and this is where you will enter your stop loss order and your take profit order. I will cover stop loss orders and take profit orders in detail in the last section of this course. And then on the far right hand side is the heading Profit. The money value below profit indicates whether the trade is positive or negative. A negative or a minus sign in front of the money value indicates a loss. If you can remember, I've mentioned spreads earlier in this session. When you enter a trade, the value here will be negative, not because you've entered a wrong trade, but because you have to pay the spread to the broker first. Whether you've opened a buy or a sell trade, the first few pips, which is the spread, will always go to the broker. It doesn't matter if the trade is a winning trade or a losing trade. The broker will always get the spread. Remember, it's up here in the Market Watch window where you will find the different spreads for the different currency pairs. Once we get to the point where you are ready to enter trades, we will come back to the terminal window and I will take you through the steps of how to enter trades, how to place your stop loss order and your take profit orders here in the terminal window. You also have the option to close your trade manually, but I will show you how it's done once we have entered a real trade. It will then just make more sense and much easier to remember. The next button up here is just to say we're using candlesticks on our chart. Then the zoom in and zoom out tool, we've already covered that in the previous section. Auto scroll is the next tool on the list. You will use auto scroll if you want to scroll back a few days, a few months or a few years on your chart. Down here you can see the date and time of every individual candle on your chart. So if you want to go back in time to look at what the market has done in the past, click the auto scroll button. Auto scroll will lock your chart so we don't jump back to the current price. Then we have chart shift up here. It's just to move your chart closer to the vertical scale or further away. We've done templates in the previous session. And now we're on to the line study toolbar. This one here is your cursor. I will show you the purpose of this in a second. The next button is the crosshair. This is a very handy little tool. To activate the crosshair, left click on the crosshair tool to select it. Then release the left mouse button, move the cursor to any place on your chart, and there you will see the crosshair drawn on your chart. Place the crosshair on any of the candles and it will show you the date and time for that specific candle. To remove the crosshair, just left click the cursor button. The next tool on the line study toolbar is the horizontal line. Left click the horizontal line and then left click anywhere on the chart. And there you have your horizontal line. To move this line, put the cursor right on the line and double left click. We now have two small squares on either side of the line, indicating the line is selected. If you now left click on the line, you can move this line up or down. To delete the horizontal line from your charts, first select the line and then press delete on your keyboard. Or you can just right click on the line and click delete. The last tool in this selection is the trend line tool. Left click on trend line, then left click anywhere in the chart. Don't release the left mouse button. Hold it down and drag the cursor down. And there's your trend line. Now to position it, just as with the horizontal line, you have to select it first. Left click on the trend line to select the line, and if you now left click on any of the squares, you can move the line. To remove the trend line from your chart, make sure it's selected and then press the delete key on the keyboard. Lastly, we have the different time frames. M1 time frame, where a candle forms over a period of 1 minute. M30 for 30 minutes. H1 for 1 hour. D1 is where every candle takes 1 day to complete. And then the long-term time frames are the weekly and the monthly time frames. In the last section, I will show you how to read and trade on different time frames. See you in the next section.